what are they doing that I'm not doing? When it's just really fundamentally you're not looking after yourself. Today about comparing yourself to others. I think it is one of the biggest and most powerful anxiety and depression fuelers. They generate instant depression and anxiety because when you're looking at somebody and assuming that you should be more like them, there's so much distrust that happens in yourself. You lose your faith, which you know I'm big about. You lose faith in yourself, you lose faith in life because you just feel like you're not amounting to what that person seems like they're amounting to. And I think that's really big. I think that's really something that will really help to clear a lot of your anxiety and depression. And I'm not saying that it's easy. Like today I had this person who very much makes it out like they're really, really, really good all the time. When I'm feeling insecure and low, it affects me in such a way because it's like, how are you always good? How are you never sad? And then it's like, well, that's what they feel, so there must be something wrong with me. And then often I find myself trying to take the same approach as that person to, be as good as they are, only to find out that they weren't really like that. They do have low times. So I think looking at people from an outside point of view, you don't know what they're really going through. You don't know anything. All you do know is your needs and your wants. And the more you compare yourself to others and look at others for the answers, the less into yourself, the less able to hear what you need and what you want and what you need to grow and what you need to do to be the best version of yourself. You don't hear that because you're cutting that out and being like, no, they know better because I'm not good, so they're better. It's not a healthy process. It does bring about a lot of unhealthy worshipping too in friendships and relationships. You look at them and you're like, they're so good and whatever they say I'll do. It's not a healthy place to be in. And for those of you that experience depression and anxiety, I'm sure a few of you, if not a lot of you, have been in a position where you are relying upon somebody close to you to show you the way. Sometimes that can lead the person across from you to begin to disrespect you because you're disrespecting yourself ultimately. It's not excusing their behavior, but it's like that's what you're putting out. You're basically saying, I don't trust myself, so you show me the way. And when you say that to someone, or when you energetically say that to somebody, it's not impossible for them to respect you, but it's not what you're asking for. So you're not getting that respect that you so deeply crave and want because you're not actually doing anything respectful for yourself. Now that's different to asking for genuine help and going to a counselor or going to a meditation class and them saying, listen to the sound of your breath. This is literally like somebody around you that's bossing you around and being like, I'm good, I'm better than you, so listen to me. There's something a bit imbalanced in that. I got a bit off track, but it's just something that I've experienced recently and I wanted to shine a bit of light on that. The solution to that comes from you taking a step back and being like, do I want to heal? Or do I want someone else to control me so that I don't have to deal with my feelings? No right or wrong, but ask that question. Is this person that I'm seeking peace in helping me, or are they just controlling me? And is that what I asked for? Because when you are depressed and anxious and comparing yourself to every person out there, you do seek someone who looks like they have their stuff together. And if they do look like they have their stuff together, you listen and you follow them and you worship them because you're insecure. So my little solution, and I'm going through it right now, guys, it's all a process, you know this. I found what helps is whenever I start comparing myself to someone else, I say, there's so much more to that person you don't know. Just the same way there's so much to you that they don't know. It humbles me a bit because, my mind, my ego is like, no, they're good, you're not good. I'm like, no, they look good, but I'm sure they have their own struggles that they're dealing with. So if I'm to be inspired by that person, I'm going to come back to myself and deal with what I need to deal with. Like, for example, right now, I really need to eat. I really need to have my smoothie, but I'm not having it. And I'm getting a bit anxious and I'm getting a little emotionally imbalanced. And that's all up to me. It's all up to me to go out there and get the fruits that I need to get, come back, make the smoothie, and look after myself. I can't rely upon somebody else to ever do that for me. When we lose our power, seemingly, it feels like we've lost our power. And that's when we seek other people, and that's when we compare ourselves to other people. Like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? When it's just really fundamentally you're not looking after yourself. Because if you were, you wouldn't feel the need to compare yourself to others. This can be in a lot of different ways, and again, it's not so simple. I'm trying to make it simple just to make it easy to understand. It can apply even with like the clothes you wear, for example, right? If you're walking down the street and you look at someone like, oh, they're so much prettier than me. It generally stems from you not being authentic in what you're wearing, because very, very possibly that person you're looking at is super insecure in what they're wearing too, or they could be totally imbalanced and trying to prove something to someone. Who knows? Like, who knows? But fundamentally, the thing that is triggering you is, I don't feel good in what I wear, and I'm relying upon the outside world to make me feel comfortable in what I wear. And take baby steps with that, you know. Okay, oh, I'm gonna wear a crop today. It's not because I'm trying to impress somebody, not because, just because my need, my feel-good thing, my color today is this. When you have that, there's no more comparing yourself to others, because you feel good in you feel good in what you're wearing, you feel good in what you're doing. So I guess my point is, try to be authentic to yourself. Watch back on my other videos and follow those steps in with your anxiety and your depression, because the more that you give yourself the care that you need, the less you're going to compare yourself to others, because you just have no need. This morning I started comparing myself to somebody who I gave my power away to when I was very low. There was a lot of, you're not good without me, and being insecure and depressed. There was, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. It's because of you that I'm good. Not true. Not ever true. People can help you. People can totally help you. But you never need somebody to feel good. And when you start believing that, that's when you start looking at other people and comparing yourself to them, because a lot of people don't look like they need somebody, or that they need validation. So it really comes back to coming into you. Don't force it too much, but just be aware of it and be like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not believing in myself enough. So every day I'm going to look at myself in the mirror and say, I give you permission to express yourself. Taking little steps like that. And one thing that someone told me was, whenever you start comparing yourself to others, just give that little voice a voice and say, I hear you, but I'm running my own race. That voice is like, oh, look how beautiful she is, or look how good their relationship looks. I'm running my own race. There's nothing I can do. It's so simple. If you really want to ask that person for advice, like, how did you turn your body so much? How are you happy all the time? You can ask if you want to, but have that discernment, because sometimes people aren't totally truthful. Sometimes people aren't always happy, but their ego is flattered that you say that they're happy all the time, so they kind of give you a false sense of that, and that kind of makes you feel worse. So it all comes down to kind of being strong in yourself and be like, whoa, I'm comparing myself to someone right now, and it's not serving me in any way. It's making me depressed, it's making me anxious, and I'm going to pull back and remember that I'm running my own race. What do I need right now? So remember, guys, you're running your own race, and you don't know what anyone else is going through. You don't know if they really love what they're wearing. You don't know if they're really healthy. You don't know if their relationship is really as perfect as it seems. You don't know. You'll never know. You'll never ever know. But one thing you can know is yourself. So get in there, give yourself a hug. Alright, that's another thing I learned off Yoga with Adriene. Just plugging Yoga with Adriene all the time. Thank you so much. Just wanted to mention as well that I literally went through an experience recently where I probably spent about a month comparing myself to somebody who I thought had their shit together. And literally a month I was away from them, and I was like, oh, they're probably doing so well, and they look so good, they look so healthy, they look so happy. And then I met with them and I just saw them break down, and I was like, whoa, okay, I just wasted my time comparing myself to this person. And it just made me realize, I was like, this person's awesome, but they're still human, and we're all still human, and all we have to do is look after our own stuff. So I just wanted to add that.